So we started talking about number 4, and then I realized there was not, we needed to take a pause. So it says to draw some chords, triangles, or other polygons in each circle that would be similar to each other. So I have taken the picture that you should have above number 4 or somewhere on your paper. You don't need to redraw it. We're just going to use this picture. But if I look at this, I've got this triangle. I'm going to use highlighter. This triangle here, and this little triangle here. And so I think these two triangles are similar to each other. And the reason I think they're similar is because we've got this shared angle at the dilation point, and then at tangent lines, the tangent line is perpendicular to at the point of intersection to a radii drawn from the center. So that's with those are both right angles, and so by angle those are similar triangles. So I think those are similar. It says chords, so let's see, what could I do for a chord? Well, I know, let's jump back to pencil, or so I could have this, if I do a chord from the right place. All right. So if I drew these two chords, let's say I actually got it at the tangent line and that point of intersection, which I was trying, those two chords would be similar. And so that's kind of the idea, is that shapes and stuff. But let's go ahead and use the two triangles. This is to write some proportionality statements. So I'm going to just draw these two triangles and kind of fake it here and call this A, R, and S, B, and that was A, so just kidding. This one we're going to rename. I forgot that point was already called A. Let's rename this Q. And so let's write some proportionality statements. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and erase this so it's not in my way. So glad those chords are not erasing. That's great. That's because I took a picture. And let's write some proportionality statements. So QA over QB is going to equal, so that's short side over long side of the whole thing is going to be QR. Short side over long side, QS. We could also say AR, which is going to equal AR over BS, and so on. So go ahead and fill out some more proportionality statements. There's a couple more, but that's the idea of what we're doing here. And since they're similar, those will all hold true. So here is a proportionality statement, and do you think it's true? The circumference of circle A divided by the diameter of circle A is equal to the circumference of circle B divided by the diameter of circle B. So the circumference of circle A is 2 pi r1, and the diameter is 2 r1. The circumference of circle B is 2 pi r2, and the diameter of circle B is 2 r2. Now these little the twos at the end should be little, and I'm just writing them the same way as the others. That's part of the name. We're not going to cross those off. We're going to keep them together. And so we're going to cross, 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 and we have pi equals pi. And so they're true. So how much larger is the circumference of circle B than, and that would be R2 minus R1. And do you think the following proportion is true? So I want you to think about this. It was true if we did circumference divided by diameter, and it would be true if we did circumference divided by radius of the same circle. Or we could have done circumference over circumference equals diameter over diameter. That would have been true. But what's not true is, the question I have for you is that proportion true or false? Is the area divided by the area going to equal the area, the circumference divided by the circumference? So we know that the area is pi r squared over pi, and so let's see what happens. First of all, make a decision. Do you think it's true or false first? So write it down. You read it? Write it down. Don't tell me. I'm not going to tell you what I think. Don't write yours down. You got it? Okay. So area of circle B is going to be 2, pi, someone just threw popcorn at me, R2 squared over pi r1 squared, and that's supposed to equal 2 pi r2 over 2 pi r1. So the pi's are going to cancel out, and those are going to cancel out, and the 2's are going to cancel out. So we've got r2 squared over r1 squared equals r2 over r1. Are those the same? Let's put some numbers in here because that's really confusing and doesn't make any sense. Let's say r2 equals 4 and r1 equals 1. So that means we'd have 16 over 1 equals 4 over 1, and that's not true. Because what you basically have one set squared and another one not squared, and the only number that's equal to itself squared is 1, and so this is not true. So I'm going with false. If you said true, make sure you fix it. This is my reason why. Come up with your own reason if you'd like. We are finished. Your homework is set, and this is, you're writing some things, so I want you to just kind of go over some notation. That means this BC right here, that means the arc length of BC. And then that's pretty much it. We're looking at arc, and then you've got line of reflections between the images and finding the center of rotation. You're going to want to find the midpoint of each chord and connect them, and you'll be all set. Have a great time. Good luck.